Well, let's go ahead and get started. So, this meeting is being recorded by Dartmouth Community Media, so everybody knows. And let's start by reviewing minutes from our last meeting, November 3rd, that Bev set out on Friday. Does anybody have any updates or changes to the minutes from last meeting?
My name has only one L in it for
Okay.
Philip, and they put in it two L's, Philip. So you want to confuse I only have one L.
Got it, okay.
And
Sounds
it's
fine.
got a V between the name and Baker.
A V, Victor?
Victor.
Or is in Victor, okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, noted. And then, well, Christina's been dealing with this for years with her last name.
And mine's correct, top, bottom, everywhere.
Robert did
That is
Nicely.
probably a
Robert did a new
first,
letterhead.
right there. And it's not, I've got the complicated name, but or actually, we all do, some of us do. Well, great, so can we go ahead and, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I just want to make a small correction. I think it's the first
Oh,
HDPR, I'm not sure. It said something about, it should read studs, not stubs, if it's there.
Oh, well, that was,
Yeah.
that goes right what they wrote. You copy what they.
Oh,
put.
you copy the details
Yeah,
from
that's
the
what Michelle said.
application. Okay,
That's what Michelle said, she copies the details.
okay.
all right.
So
That's
it could be
Hello.
whatever they,
Oh, well, I apologize.
Come on
I
down.
thought I said the right
Come on, we
number,
got
but I'm
a
sure I didn't.
seats for
Please
you
come
over
on
there.
in. Welcome. Thanks.
That's probably why it says
This one's-
You want,
Backerboard instead of Bakerboard.
yeah, that's what's on there.
On this,
Yeah.
on this.
She said, put what they have.
thanks for coming. So, does that, Sue, does that satisfy?
I mean, if that's how they wrote it up, then I'm not about to change it. I thought that was,
There are always,
We're discussing the minutes.
misspellings and all kinds of
Reviewing the
other
minutes
nonsense.
and
but,
making any
well,
corrections
typically
to it.
when you do
Okay.
a minutes revision, it's usually a correction, so if nobody thinks, I mean, it
I
doesn't,
would prefer to have it with the correct word,
Not what they put.
don't you think?
I would too, but,
Robert, could I just see, I'm sorry.
oh, yeah, of
the-
course, yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Check or get
And
in.
like disrepair is one word,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, if you go
We're
into
just
their
reviewing our,
application,
minutes from the last meeting.
that's how they
so
have
we're
it.
gonna move
Yeah.
on to this
Sure.
next stuff.
okay.
Yeah, and it should read, walls do not, if you want to do it like grammatically correct, I guess, the walls do not have full studs. And that's what we discussed at the meeting, so I think that's about it, though.
Okay.
That's it.
I think it's fair, so this would, normally fall, Bev, is this something that you would do?
Yeah, I can change
Okay.
it.
Just, I guess, just in general, copy it over, but to go ahead and make on-the-spot
Yeah.
corrections, because I think contractors sometimes.
Now,
just put
going
them in.
forward, do you want that, to tell Michelle if it's,
Yeah.
she will, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I just kind of accepted it as it was before, but I think it's right to have it correct in the way that we discussed it, because this is a recap of the meeting that we went through, so. Okay, good. With those corrections and emendations, does that sound good? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from November 3rd?
I make a
So-
motion that we approve the minutes of November 3rd.
Okay,
well, second,
second. Okay, all in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Okay, go ahead and pass that we approve the minutes from last month. Oops. Great, well, let's get started. I just want to note that we've got two new members with us today. We've got Dan, do you prefer Dan or Daniel?
Dan is fine.
Dan, great. Cardoza Jr. Went in front of the select board this last, in November, and was approved. Haven't gotten your letters yet, just I think because Bev is, Michelle's out of town, and I'm not sure what's going on with Melanie and the select board, but it's on the way, for sure. And Jennifer Mercier?
Mercier, yep.
Mercier, yeah. And you prefer Jen or Jennifer?
Jen is fine.
Jen's great. Also a new member, same situation. Hasn't got read into OpenGov and the process for demo reviews tonight, but we'll get that done in the next week or so and get all squared away, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. HGPR 25-41, 50 Arrowhead Lane. Our friend Linda.
Well, so, information was submitted online, so you should have some information of what the addition is going to look like, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what you all had for access of the information. So basically what has happened is this house was previously known as 266 Elm Street. And when Arrowhead Lane was cut through from Elm Street, there was never really a location for a proper entrance to this house.
Can I just stop you? Just please go ahead and introduce yourself to just the microphone and everything
Okay,
else. We
so-
all know you, but yeah,
I'm Linda DeRoche,
okay.
owner of the property at 50 Arrowhead. And so consequently, there are 7 places where delivery people currently leave packages and other belongings. And in order to try to not have an Easter egg hunt every time I get a package delivery, I'm trying to establish one entrance point on Arrowhead Lane, which has never really existed before. So that's what the addition started off to be. And as you might know, things kind of get carried away from there. So the addition is being put onto the edge of where the shed is currently, and the shed does not have access to the main part of the house. It only has exterior access. So in the process of putting on the addition, there will be access through the shed into what is now the kitchen. The kitchen was added in the 1950s. The shed was added in the 1970s. The main block of the house, which is the earliest part of the house, is not being altered or changed or affected. This is the main part of the house, this is the current kitchen, this is the current shed, and this is where the addition is.
Okay. So the addition now will be facing Arrowhead Lane.
Because the main door of the main house faces Elm Street still.
Okay. So the address does not change at all?
The
Yeah.
address does not.
Because it did change back in
This
1980, 1960,
1960.
okay, all right,
This is the 50 Arrowhead.
okay.
Is the DAR associated with 266 or 50 Arrow? Okay, because I couldn't find it on Macris. I mean, or Macris didn't acknowledge that it was there, so. At one point, it was known as the smallpox hospital. Apparently, in the 1700s, there was a smallpox hospital contained within the house.
Okay.
And that's part of the history in the, okay.
On the DAR 25.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
Could I see the entrance on Arrowhead? I never saw it. I'm trying to look at the.
See the,
it's
see
kinda
the,
far- Yeah, how does it look from the street?
this is how it currently is, just so you can, picture there.
Yep.
Okay, so that's, yeah. Okay, the columns.
So it's like a mini me.
I know your house very well. Yeah, yeah.
So it ends up looking like a mini meat from the street.
How long has it been in the works?
I'm sorry,
How long has it been in the works that you've been planning this? Quite a while?
in my head,
Yeah. Long time.
That
okay.
counts.
10 years,
Okay,
in real time, 5 months.
okay. Well, I have no questions. Anybody else have any further questions for Linda? Okay, well, then I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve HDPR 25-41 at 50 Arrowhead Lane for the addition that Linda is planning. Make that motion.
And I'll second the motion that we approve HDPR -25-41, 50 Arrowhead Lane.
Did you say second the emotion?
Yeah, second.
I think it's an old song, but I
I'm
get
gonna
you.
break out into song.
I get you. Okay, all in favor?
Right.
Thanks for coming in, Linda.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. All right, excellent. Okay, next is HGPR 25-43, 292 Elm Street. That's our friend Greg.
Excuse me, I'm Greg Jones, architect for 292 Elm Street. Just to thank you to the new members, I appreciate people stepping up to do this. You still have to vote for it, though, if you don't like it. So I was here probably 2 years ago with this project. We had done the commercial building on the front of Elm Street. That's been finished, there's a tenant, and I had come to get approval to the second building, the one right behind it, to fix the roof, which had some structural defects. So they went ahead and fixed the roof, did some odds and ends, and that stopped about a year and a half ago. So the building's been sort of sitting there, if you've seen it, looking pretty forlorn. The owner of the property was trying to get a tenant for it, and he got a tenant, the tenant fell through, and that happened a couple, 3 times. He still doesn't have a tenant for it, but he agrees he can't really leave it sitting open to the weather like that. So coming back to ask permission to re-side it, put windows in, some doors. It's relatively nondescript because we don't have a tenant, but the portion of it facing Elm Street is this, and our hope is to have 3 large doors, a couple windows, one on either end, and a sliding barn door that when closed would cover the 3 front doors. If you've seen the building, this backside is about 10 feet away from the backside of Farm and Coast, where they get all their deliveries and lots of activity back there. So we decided really not to put any windows there. I think there was a window and a door back in the day when it used to look like this. Same thing on the side facing the 2 last structures. There's about 15 feet between the back of this and the front of the next structure. So we're proposing just to have an egress door. This side faces the parking lot, so there's a few more windows. The plan is pretty generic. There'll be a handicap bathroom, an entrance, and potential little kitchenette, depending on, what future tenant would like to do with it. The materials we propose would be white cedar shingles, which is what used to be there before, white trim, Anderson A-series windows, and architectural style asphalt roof shingles. So the hope is he'll fix it up, which will be attractive enough to maybe get a tenant. Hopefully they'll like what we've done. If not, we'll come back and ask for changes.
No change to the size, the
No,
footprint
no,
is the
no
same.
change in the footprint. All these buildings are in the velocity zone, so any sort of expansion is prohibited. So it's exact same footprint, no change to that at all.
And is this zone commercial?
So the front building is commercial, the second building is zoned commercial, the last 2 are residential.
Okay.
And I'll probably be back next month with looking at the last 2 buildings, because he would like to get the ball rolling once again after quite a bit of time of nothing happening.
Sure, so the 2 smaller sort of shells closer to the water are zoned residential?
Residential,
Okay.
yep.
But this is going to be a commercial building when you
That's
get
the
a
plan.
tenant?
So the challenge is, if any of the buildings change in use from what they used to be, we pretty much lose the ability to grandfather reusing them. So the building commissioner said if you stick with the use that they used to be, he won't consider it a change of use, which would trigger tearing them down and either not being able to build anything or having to build it 14 feet in the air to meet the flood requirements.
Okay. So I don't know the history of this particular building, but this was commercial at some point, or?
It was, when he bought it, it was empty, and the town has it listed as commercial. It was full of one of the fellows that used to rent one of the spaces was a plumber, and he filled it with all his extra pipes and toilets and sinks and.
So was that related to the main structure because there was a plumber at 292?
Well, so the guy that lived at 292 was the plumber.
Gidley.
Yes.
Yep.
And he would store stuff in that building and this building, to the tune of about 4 dumpsters worth of pipes and scraps. And so before that, I'm not sure what the building was used for.
Any other questions about this project?
Are there any diagram of the windows you're putting in?
Yeah.
'Cause that'll be seen from the street, or there won't be.
This is the street view.
Okay,
So there'd be 3 doors, window, and then
Yeah.
there's sliding
that's very
bar doors.
nice.
This would face the driveway.
Mhm.
This faces Farm and Coast.
Okay,
This faces towards the water, but in reality, there's a building right behind it as well.
okay, great.
Any other questions for Greg? Okay. Okay, can I get a motion on this? Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve HDPR 25-43. Is that right? That's correct, right? Yeah.
Yes.
At 292 Elm Street.
Building
Go ahead
number
and- Building number,
4?
is it number 4, is that right?
I think the assessors does have it as number, the assessor has it as number 4. I'm calling it Building 1, just to keep it straight in my mind. 1, 2, 3 going behind the big building, but the assessors has it listed as number 4. I'm not quite sure where that comes from.
Okay. Yeah, okay, building number 4, okay. Yeah, it looks like it's 2, but anyway,
It does look like, I mean,
yeah.
it should be 2.
So anyway, I make a motion that we approve HUPR 25-43, number 4, at 292 Elm Street, to go ahead and finish this commercial project.
One second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very
Great,
much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay. Now we've got HGPR 25-44. The CCTV currently building at 247 Russell's Mills Road. And we've got a presentation.
Yeah. Just gotta put this here to give you most round. This is the set one that you offered. Hi, I'm Christine Shea with the Brewster Thornton Group Architects, and Peter is my client. We're looking to do an exterior restoration of the DCTV building. Thank you. So that is what it looks like right now. We're not looking to do anything crazy. We're gonna replace the exterior cedar shingles in kind with probably red cedar shingles because they last longer. We're gonna replace any rotted wood with a composite material that will be painted. The details will all match exactly what's there now. The roof's already been done, the gutters, the windows, those are already done previously. So we're just kind of trying to clean it up. You can see in some of the photos, there's a lot of rot going on behind the shingles, and they've mitigated the water issues with some of the other projects, but we're just gonna kind of keep trending in that direction. There's not a lot of room, but right now the site kind of slopes towards the building, which is collecting water and creates issues. So an updated detail once we've taken the shingles off, replaced whatever's rotted behind it. We're proposing a rain screen just to keep the water and the cedar shingles protected, and then a small skirt board at the bottom, just because we don't have enough room to really truly have the site kind of slope away. We're gonna do our best, but there's only so much room. So with a skirt board, we can mitigate anything that touches that area.
What picture does that refer to? Is that right side, second from the top, where the skirt board will be?
Where the skirt board will be, yeah, it'll be along the bottom here, but it'll be everywhere on all of the elevations.
Okay.
So here's some more. We're gonna just upgrade put a material over the concrete. It's pretty much worn away so that you can see the aggregate. So we have a Silco material that can go on top of it and basically make it new again. Upgrade the handrails. There are a couple of places, these are just demo drawings. So there are a couple of places here, that back entry that we're proposing to put handrails on that don't have them right now, just to try to get closer to code. It's kind of a safety issue. And then you'll see something that's hasn't been part of this before is the two overhangs. So we're trying to keep them in the style of the building. You see one right there at the top. Those doors aren't protected. There's water kind of running down the face. And then especially on the other side of the building, people use that exit a lot. And so for moving things in and out. So I think protecting it is a good idea. Otherwise, just a lot of details. And then, I don't know if you want to go to the other one. It's just keep going. Those are the historic photos. So it's going to look just like that, only in composite material and new cedar shingles.
I'm sorry, what's the division between the composite and the cedar shingles? Where's the composite's going to be the skirting board? Is that?
It's going to be a small skirt board, like a 1x6. And then the composite, anywhere where it's like painted wood that's been rotted away, we'll take that off and we'll put a composite back so it looks the same, but it's protected.
Sure. So cedar shingles wherever they go?
Everywhere, yeah.
And then AZEC type board for
AZEC.
skirting and around the frames of the windows? Okay.
Exactly. New handrails, same material.
Okay.
So cedar, the rain screen, the existing roof materials. We're proposing the roof brackets over where the overhangs are,
Just to the two new overhangs?
just the
Is
two,
that okay?
yeah. That's the handrail with the guardrail with the integrated handrail for ADA compliance. It's a look at the historic trim, painted trim. We're gonna add some concrete splash box where there no longer is any and the water just kind of goes down and drills a hole into the ground. And then in the back area, we're just gonna replace the metal grate. It's kind of past its useful life.
Sure.
So we also have exterior light replacement, so this is just some options for the pendants or the wall-mounted ones on the exterior. And there's one right at the front entry that's ceiling mounted. I think that's it.
Exciting.
Yeah. Thanks.
Look at these, look at the pretty pictures.
Who's taking the questions?
You go ahead. Oh, yeah.
No.
Which of you two will take questions?
Either one of us.
Where did you get the date 1945 from?
On the historic information that we were provided, there's a paragraph that says, it doesn't look like that, but it said that something like it was planned to be built on X date, and so that's just what we went with.
It's 1893.
Okay,
So you're aware that if there are going to be any kind of choices made in terms of some type of a lantern or lighting, that it should be more appropriate for the earlier date. And so that you know, there was a former, just for discussion purposes, there was a older town hall down the road north of the DCTV, that was also a town hall.
oh, so maybe that's
So
the date.
DCTV was a town hall, then there was another town, the earlier town hall was at least a half a mile away from there, down Russell's Mills Road,
Okay,
same side. And it was built in I think 1838, and it was raised in 1937. So,
Okay.
but the roof line is very similar,
For the old one.
both of them.
Okay.
And you'll find those photographs that came from Spinner that I forwarded.
Okay. Well, you make that update, I'm sure.
Yeah, we can make that update, and then also, we wanted to get your feedback right now, because the next step of this project is going to CPC for funding, hopefully in June. So we know that those applications are due very soon, so that's our next step. So we want to stop here first to make sure everyone's kind of on board, and, we can always come back in front of you when we have the actual fixtures that we want to use and get your blessings on the fixtures at that time.
Can we go back to those fixtures, because some of them look a little suspect to me.
Sure.
What? Okay. So you said it was 18,
1893.
okay.
Do we have an 1893 lamp available?
Well, that's for them to figure out.
They
They'll come back with that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's, good now that we know.
The center one,
Not so much.
I don't like that at all. I like the
No,
one
I
on the
don't like
right,
the
one on the left look quite pretty, but
Yep.
the center one looks too modern to me.
Looks like decorative.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does look
exactly,
like
yeah,
decorative.
yeah.
But anyway,
Nice for different
take under
purposes.
advisement, let's figure that out.
Easy
And
enough.
it's, I'm just curious, with CPC, is there any matching funding, or is it all from CPC? Sorry, Peter.
That is a good question. I mean, CPC has advised us that there's usually some matching funds. So that will be a discussion with the town hall, town fathers, and see what we can do to match. But, because we do feel like this is gonna be a very expensive project. We haven't cost estimated it yet, but it's kind of what we're working on now to finalize those numbers. But I know when we did a study about 13 years ago, I wanna say the siding alone was over 100,000, it was 110 or something like that, so I feel like it's gonna be truly more than that.
Yeah.
The windows, are they going to stay? Are you going to replace the windows?
They've already been replaced prior to us getting
Okay.
on board, so they are gonna stay.
Okay.
Just the trim's gonna be replaced.
Just the
Yeah,
trim, yeah.
the windows were replaced 13 years ago when we moved in, and they were replaced with the same style window that was there before. It was that 1/2 or 2/1 style. And the same thing with the roof, the shingles on the roof were redone at the same time.
Okay.
Is there a time frame on the start of the project to the end of the project?
Depending on funding, we're hoping to get into construction this summer.
Yeah, so we're hoping to go with CPC, get approval for June's town meeting. And then, so that happens the first week of June, and then go right, we might actually start trying to get all the documents together before June's town meeting, if CPC seems to have a good push on it and say yes. So this way we can kind of hit the ground running right after town meeting to put it out to bid, and this is gonna be a municipal project, so it's gotta go through all the procurement laws and everything else, so be 30 days after that to get the bids, get the submissions, award the bid, so we're hoping to get construction this summer.
Would the building be considered historic? Would a different time frame for the historic of the building be considered on the,
So this is a historic building, yeah, it was built in, as Sue said, 1893, so I think it's 75 years is
Yeah,
kind of
that's right.
historical. And then it's also on the state, I believe it's on the state's historical landmark website, so I think.
It's on your website.
It's on our website.
so that the state would be the,
Well, for it to be considered for CPC funding, it need to be either on the state's website, but also I think the local historical board can kind of designate it as a historical, but since it's on the state website, and that's also why we came to you guys back before we got the funds to do this study, that was another CPC grant that, you know, we came before you to kind of get your blessing on it. So this way CPC took that as a, yes, this is a historical building and we're going, you know, it's
Shovel ready.
important.
One more question. If, I don't know what our budget is for a project like this, but who would be above us? Would it be the state looking into this to help out with the funding?
I believe it's, you know, CPC funding, and then it would be Town of Dartmouth CIP funds, and then also our funds from the cable revenue that we have.
It's kind of a TBD at this
Right.
point, you know.
It's-
They're going to try to get what they can from the CPC, from the Community Preservation Act, and may have to match, bring some of their own money, just kind of an unknown at this point. So, nothing to do with us really, though. We're just kind of looking at the schema. And I should note that I corresponded with Christine a couple times and just talked through a couple things before they got to this point here, and I appreciate that. So you're just, this is great. So I appreciate the check-in and a chance for us to take a look at this, and I'm sure we'll talk again and throughout the spring and hopefully get you toward the finish line with CPC. So I don't know if we need to approve this formally, but we can certainly take a vote on it as a, if it is, there's no building permit yet, is
No.
that correct?
So basically what we're looking from you is, you know,
Stuff.
for us to cost estimate, as you know, we have to go to CPC with how much it's gonna cost. So if you're kind of in, you know, approve of the composite stuff that was presented in like, you know, the extra protections over the doors, they can cost estimate it out. We just didn't want to come to you when we get the building permit, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, no, you can't do that composite material, you can't do that type of shingles. We kind of want to get that figured out now, so this way we can cost estimate it properly.
That makes sense. Well, so I appreciate that. I guess I would make a motion that we, as a board, approve the current set of standards and materials and sort of what the ethic that you're going after here within the choices that you have. We'd like to sure take a look at it again, but nothing that you've proposed so far seems like it's out of line with what we would I feel that we would feel this looks fine to me. So I'd like to go ahead and have us vote on where we stand right now with what you presented to us as being usable and a way forward. So I would go ahead and make a motion that we approve the current plans as they are right now for HDPR 25-44 at 247 Russell's Mills Road, changing the date of construction. Thanks on that, Sue. Can I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay. I'm sorry, any other questions? I did sort of skip to the end there. Any other questions on this? Okay, can I get all in favor? Aye, thanks. Okay, great. Thank you very much for coming in and for talking us through it, and keep in touch.
Thank you so much.
Sure, you will.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks team on that. HGPR 25-44, 215 Bakerville Road. I think that is,
That's me, so I'm going to recuse myself.
okay. Would you do me the favor of just getting up and introducing yourself as the homeowner?
Sure.
Yeah, and just, or actually, you're there, you got a microphone there. Yeah, just you're the homeowner and just talk through the project, what you're doing.
Yes, I'm the homeowner of 215 Bakerville, and I needed to replace the asphalt shingles because they were deteriorating. So before there were leaks, I opted to replace it with a metal roof,
What color?
green.
And Sue and I talked a little bit about this, and I guess I thought that we as a group had decided that if it's a matter of a new roof, that it did not require a historical group approval. I don't know if that's, is that, can I just ask, is that something that we all felt like we did talk about, or?
That was my understanding coming into this group, and from what I heard at Roger Williams for other historical commissions, that's pretty standard.
Okay.
But I'm still new at this, so.
But I
that's-
think what happened was, because building said you needed to go to historical, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because the material got changed from a regular to metal.
Asphalt, from asphalt.
And I
to
think
metal?
there's a blurb when you look under replacement of roofs that says something to that effect if the material is changed.
But that's in a historic district. I reread that. So I don't know if if the language is in both. But what I did read was that it was for a historic district. And that might not be appropriate for, I mean, they could decide in the historic district that it wouldn't be appropriate, a metal roof wouldn't be appropriate. I don't know.
I tell you what, so I did talk to the building department about this, and they were like, no, it's gotta go to historical, but I will talk to Randy and just clarify that if it's not in an historic district, if the change in materials warrants coming in front of the board, because I'm sorry, yes, Phil?
How old is your house, 215? What is the date on it? Would the metal roof detract from the age of your house?
On the agenda, it says it's built in 1900.
Okay.
Now, did you go under historical, our commission with all the, because that's where I went.
Oh,
I went under our rules. And that's where it said it.
it said for the historic
Yeah,
commission, for,
Yeah.
in general?
yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's because I looked it up when you were trying to
I
figure it
thought whatever it was that you sent me, it was Historic District Commission,
out. I
so,
can see. But either way,
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
have any
either way.
objection. Unfortunately, I was under the gun because of the weather. And I had someone from out of state doing the work.
Well, we can go ahead and we'll just go ahead and, approve it, ask questions and go through the normal process. I just wanted to go ahead and figure out whether this is something what the rule was, and so,
Yeah.
Bev, if you've got that, that's
I
good
don't
to
think
know.
it says historic district, though. Maybe I missed it, but I don't see it, historic district.
Construction or repair.
Well, they're talking about it. The other thing that might come up
No,
under
you-
that is the putting on of solar panels. And that was something that
Yeah, you're
in
right.
other places like Newport, that becomes a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're visible from the street and how far away and all those kinds of things, how many panels. But I haven't seen that as part of any part of our process. And I know that there's a separate,
This one
it's
says
not,
no.
like HDPR or whatever.
review.
There's a separate one for solar
Yeah,
panels,
but
isn't
then
there?
if it goes down about the material.
Sorry,
Separate,
Oh.
a separate application type
Okay,
for
put
the
solar
building
panels.
department for solar panels, I believe.
there
I
is.
remember
And-
seeing that.
And because I'm kind of going through this process right now on it, and so the solar company usually handles all the permitting and such, and I don't think it goes in front of historic. But unless you've got different knowledge, does anybody come in front of historic?
There was someone installed solar panels in Russell's Mills without going before the district commission, which is
That's a
not
no-no.
us,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
I have a question. What is the reasoning why you chose a metal roof for your house?
Longevity,
Longevity?
40 years versus 25 to 30,
Oh,
yeah.
our barn has, it's 40-year asphalt still on the barn.
No, I'm not saying that you can't,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm leaving, well,
Anyway,
Your own personal.
it's a choice. Phil? Your question?
She's not putting solar on the metal roof.
No, nothing to do
No,
with
just
solar at
the
all. No, we're just talking about that as a notional thing, like
Yeah.
things on the roof, what has to come in front of this board is kind of the question. And so I guess I also agree, like, either if it's not a rule, then as a practice for this board that it's not really our purview unless,
but what's the difference between what we do in terms of, oh, there were already replacement windows on the house, and they're putting replacement windows back, newer replacement windows, and we've pushed that through. So how different would this be if, just as long as somebody's got eyes on it, not that they would have to come before a meeting of the historical commission, just that whoever is, looking at the applications in advance of the meeting says, no, it's okay, they can do it.
You know what, with this new system, what happens is, with the roofs and the windows, like you said, we used to make the decision that it would go through, it would be fine, right?
Automatically.
Yeah, but because of the new system, and you ask, is this house over 75 years old? It automatically triggers that you have to do a historical permit. At that point, okay, it has to be filled out. But then you can say it doesn't need it because they were replaced before, but they have to have the permit, this would happen to you, the permit has to have a number.
I agree, and many times in the last year or so, and I think with Chris before, if a situation was like that,
Yeah.
I could sort of go ahead and approve it
Yeah.
before it came in front of the board, just because of that exact reason. If it was like for like, and
Yeah.
it had already been replaced, and it was already out of historic character, from the time it was built, I go ahead and said, yes, this is good to go, so we don't have to bring people in here to do this kind of thing, so I agree with you. I still want to sort of track down and see what the building department has to say about this, and I'll do that.
Yeah.
About this and solar would be interesting. However, are there any questions for Sue about this from anybody? No. Okay, well, I think, Sue, you've exempted yourself from this, which is great, but I want to go ahead and make a motion that we approve HCPR 25-45 to replace the roof at 215 Bakerville Road. Can I get a second?
I second the motion.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. I guess, as a matter of course, should we ever do any opposed? Is that routine, or is it, if we don't have all hands up, or?
If it warrants it.
I guess it warrants it. Any opposed to this?
No?
Not I. Okay, great, then I'll go ahead and,
Too late.
all in favor? All right, we already went through that. Okay, good, let's go ahead and approve. Too late, right. Thank you, Sue, for coming in and talking us through that.
And
Okay.
If we ever get enough snow, the snow slides off that roof so nicely. Oh, it's just
Does
a
it?
thing of beauty, yeah.
Spray some Pam on it, or?
Don't even need to, just one little bit
Big
of
crash,
sun
right?
and then all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
it
great.
does.
They don't have any gutters on it.
Oh, well,
What's that?
Got rid of my roof
Where's the
rake.
water go?
it goes down.
Lastly, we've got HCPR 25-46, 123 Willis.
So, just to let you know,
Yeah.
he didn't have a historical permit.
Okay.
He filled one out. But he realized, because I guess it really needs it because it's really bad, he said. But he works at Gillette Stadium on Monday night,
Oh, I see.
so he couldn't be here.
Okay.
He said it's pretty self-explanatory, and it was in need of it because it's not doing too good right now.
Yeah. Well, it's, if we've sort of found out, it's not absolutely necessary that the homeowner show up for the, or anybody involved with the project show up for this. So that's fine, that they're not here tonight. Is anybody, it's been difficult to take a look at the stuff in advance just because of the password problems that we had. But has anybody had a chance to look at it, or any questions?
I did.
Yeah.
I have a question. I think maybe in the description, I'm not sure what backer board is.
It's just like hardy board, it's concrete board.
Okay,
So it's just a very heavy, 1-inch thick, 4x8
okay.
kind of thing.
Is that the stuff with the green? It's a green color? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
it usually is green, yeah. Hardy is kind of the brand name for it, but it's just called backer board,
Okay.
a concrete board.
And then it said wrap all trim with aluminum. I wasn't really sure what that,
It's
Yeah,
kind
I-
of like what they do when you have vinyl siding or aluminum siding, when they go around the trim, it's easier to do it with aluminum, so they just,
all right, I just didn't know exactly what it, I didn't know what it meant, so.
I think they even did aluminum anymore, but I guess they do.
So what they're saying is that they're gonna go over wood trim with backer board and then go over that with aluminum siding?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah,
kinda-
it's a
seems kinda strange.
Backer board over existing wood siding.
Over
and
the
wrap-
siding, not the trim.
Right, and
The
wrap
trim
all
is
trim with
wrapping the
aluminum.
aluminum over the trim, not the backer board.
Okay. When I hear the word siding, I think of like cedar shingles and such. Is your different conception than that?
Wood siding, that's what it is.
So
No,
they're
they're
gonna-
using the backer board like a siding. It's going right over the shingles, according to what they said, right?
That's what it says here.
So is that,
That sounds
is that what we
weird.
want? I mean, is that, we want
That's a
them to
lot.
hide the cedar shingles and hide them behind backer board and,
Generally, you strip it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Well-
seen when they vinyl side out, they put like an insulation over the
Yeah.
shingle and the vinyl siding goes over it. Maybe that's what they're doing.
I think he put pictures, but I can't get into.
He did.
Yeah, they
I
put
mean,
pictures
I
up
have
here.
them.
So I guess my point is that the character of the building, such as it is, so they're going from wood to aluminum is the bottom line, however.
No, they're going from wood shingles covered with backer board, but they are wrapping the trim, the window trim with aluminum.
So they're doing aluminum siding.
No, they're
What's
putting,
going over the backer board then?
there's no aluminum on the backer board. It's the backer board is over the wooden shingles.
So what's gonna go over the
Sounds
backer board?
expensive.
Nothing. I guess the backer board is gonna stand alone. It's
Don't wanna
concrete.
demo the
It can't,
building.
There was a
Cost them a
picture,
fortune.
I don't know if he put it in there, but if you go into the building, there was something.
In the
Got
buil-
some pictures, but it doesn't,
But if you
this
go
is
into
under
the,
what it says for plans.
but if you go into the building,
There you go.
the building part,
They're not curling.
he drew something.
I also thought that.
I thought the shingles was in good shape.
That's gonna look
I did
hideous.
too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's, can you?
I didn't see any problem with the shingles.
On the
yeah,
commission,
I don't,
I can approach you to have a couple of chairs then, but I have to buy the fabric.
they're not great, but I mean,
Well, they're not rotted through, they just
I don't, you would never have backer, or concrete board as the thing facing
closed,
the
that
most
one.
outside.
Yeah.
Oh, it
that-
does.
that-
It's a
that's-
foundational material,
That's the
How in
house.
building.
so
Is
I,
that the building?
Are they gonna flip?
And that's
I don't
gonna
know
pad it
how to
out.
get into
oh,
any
yeah,
places
it's
it
past the,
does.
tr- I think he must have either
Yeah.
misstated
I'm
it
trying,
or
I'm trying
misunderstanding
to,
it. Because,
so,
I mean, yeah, the house
All he
needs some
gave
work, but.
us. And all four of them are
Shingles don't
are
seem that
pictures, the
bad.
plans are
yeah,
plans.
it's something in
No,
building.
they
that's
don't
why.
seem that bad. Did,
Attachments,
Building.
yeah.
did somebody see a picture that made it look
If you can get into
clear?
building, can you get into building? I can't even get into the program over here.
You
'Cause if
talking
you
about
go into
OpenGov? You just look at the, you mean the,
Yeah,
at
if
the,
you look
okay.
into the residential.
the RBP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm trying to do
okay.
that. For 123, Willis. No. I'm not sure how we would do that from OpenGov,
There's the RBP. If you
Yeah,
go on the
yeah.
left-hand side,
do you see attachments?
right?
There should be
What
a
is the RBP?
residential building permit.
Right,
okay.
oh, I see it, got it.
And
Yeah.
so now where is it?
Under
Pictures of the
atta-
building?
Yeah,
It's the same picture.
is there another one?
Bev, could you tell that the shingles were cupping?
It didn't look like it on any of
flat.
the pictures
Flat,
that I
Nice and
saw.
Flat, they're not
The
really-
surface, I don't see any coping.
There's a couple more pictures here, but they're probably the same ones
Yeah,
that,
same, they are the same ones.
yeah, they're the same thing, but there's nothing,
I mean, the paint is peeling, but you don't have them
yeah, there's
dividing and
nothing wrong
curling.
with those shingles.
They're nice shingles.
And even so,
Yeah, they had
we
nice
we
shingles
would
down.
ask that they, if they're gonna replace them with what was on.
Well,
before.
they could do a paint shaver and take the paint right off. It takes minimal amount of product, wood off, will take the
Right.
paint off.
Now, is there
A
cupping
lot
here?
cheaper.
No, there's
really.
not.
No, it's
No.
not,
I don't
because
know
they
what
just
else
bolt it on
to-
the edge.
Better than my house. Okay, well, I think, it seems like we need more information from
To
this
explain, I
contractor
think.
about this.
I
Yeah.
did say to him, I said, if there's any
Very vague.
questions, that you would probably reach
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have questions,
Um,
don't we? Do we? I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with the shingles.
No.
Oh,
No copy.
And we don't understand whether he's going to be putting anything over the backer board or not. Is that,
Okay.
Well, according
Is
to
that
what
true?
the description, right, yeah, we don't know.
Okay. I'll give him a call tomorrow. Okay, great. This is, anyway, realize that the person couldn't be here, and, was it the person you talked to, was it the contractor or what?
Contractor, yeah.
Okay,
is that the person who owns the house, or is he just doing the contract work?
I think it's just doing contract work. Okay, so that's inconclusive, and so I think what I'll do is I'll talk to either the contractor or the homeowner tomorrow, and I will let everybody know what the response was, and I guess for notes, just say it was inconclusive, yet we
Yeah.
have questions, and we have more,
Somebody put,
What was that?
more stuff to do there.
You want his phone number?
somebody put open.
Yeah,
Door
please, if
on
you got it,
my
yeah.
Computer, I don't even know where they did that.
Oh, they did? Oh, well, good.
And
That was-
what does it mean?
Alan,
And your
Pitsley.
Oh, Alan
business
Pitsley,
picture,
okay.
yeah, put your email in there.
Oh, okay.
He's the
It's
contractor.
like I already filled it out. You can,
Oh, he's so nice to me. He's the one that set this up.
oh,
I owe Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Sure. Well, just screenshot and send it to me when you can,
Okay,
or
yeah.
whatever, I appreciate that. So I'll give them a call tomorrow. Okay, that takes care of our demo applications. And just for 2 new members, this is kind of typically how the first part of our meeting goes. We get these in advance, people apply. When they apply for a construction permit, a building permit, the house is more than 35 years old, OpenGov has got workflow built into it that goes ahead and routes it to this commission. We get a chance to look at it and review it, and it becomes part of the agenda. And then we can go on and take a look at the structures and the plans and the pictures and ask any questions like this. Have it ready to go in advance when they come in front of us and ask that question. And this is about the typical workload that we get, 4 or 5 a night, could be more, could be a few less. These are pretty easy ones. The DCTV one it's a pretty complex project, but I'm glad they just walked us through where they are right now. Okay, if that's done, we can move on to other business. And so we already had a presentation with consultants working with Peter. I guess a question I had for them is, it's not particularly germane, but of the 3 big buckets of CPC funding, is this coming out of the historic
yes.
funding? I assume that it is.
Well, it's not affordable housing, and it's not open space, so the third one is historic.
You're right. I think that they have they don't call it slush money, but they've got some other money that's not part of this, that big budget, but I guess it makes sense that
That's where our
got it.
Form B money comes
Yeah.
from.
Okay. Okay, so that just kind of makes me think that I got a note, you and I got a note from Buddy tonight, just asking for input before the December 15th meeting about our plans vis-à-vis CPC funding and initiatives. And I wish the timing was a little bit different, just because I wanted to have a planning meeting for the coming year. I guess I was thinking about having that in January and having us all get together and come with ideas and talk through some things. But maybe what we'll do is just over email, we can sort of send a email trail around and sort of talk about some things that we want to talk about, or at least put onto a list of our priorities for CPC, and where we might need funding, other than another Form B audit for the coming year.
I think it's more about priorities and not specific
Right.
projects.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And there is something, we could maybe find the link for it on the CPC site that shows what the priorities that were listed in 2019 are. So we can see if those have shifted at all, or whether we still want to stick with those. And
Okay. Good. Yeah, it seems like ages ago, 2019.
Does.
It does. Okay. Sue, I know you,
Excuse
pardon
me,
go on.
sorry, and also just a few, there is quite a bit of money in the CPC fund for historic preservation. We have not spent a lot of that money recently, so,
And I think it keeps getting added to every year. It's about,
Yes,
it's over $500,000 now,
yes.
sure.
And, so obviously this project will take some of that, but it's something we could think about, where else would we like to use this money? Again, back to the priorities.
Yeah, and I don't know whether we had the fire district number 1 come in front of us 6 or so months ago, and with a request for exterior upgrades and changes and repairs, and that was going to go in front of CPC. I don't know whatever ever happened to that. I haven't heard any more from that at all, but that would be,
But that had nothing to do with the existing fire station. It had to do with the old fire barn across the road.
yes, yes.
They
That's
were
what I
about
mean
to
to
come.
say, yeah. Yeah, because the new one has got their own things going on. So anyway, that was kind of a similar project in terms of outside kind of falling apart and such, and a lot of money to reshingle. But I don't know if it ever came in front of CPC and took any from the pot of money, so just an unknown. So Sue, I know you've been doing some work on this plumber plaque. You have any progress that you want to talk about?
Only that I'm also on the Historical Society, and I'm working with a young woman who's she's on the board. And she's very good at layout and design, and I asked her if she would be willing to work on what the layout might look like if we did some type of a display board, sort of memorializing the two Plummer brothers at the bridge. And I gave her the 2 photographs that were given to me, along with the documentation that went along with it. And she also works with somebody who was a former employee at the Whaling Museum. He was a conservator, and he cleaned up the glass so she could actually do some pretty decent, she could scan the photographs of the Plummer brothers. So now she's going to also take a photograph, go to the Council on Aging and meet with Matt and take a photograph of the bronze plaque.
Okay.
And that's sort of in the works. And then I've spoken with Tim, and Tim and I are going to meet along with somebody from the Highway Department, and we'll identify the spot at the bridge where that could go, what the dimensions might be, and then I can approach the company, which is Interpretive Graphics out in Utah, I think, and get a price and see what we can come up with to replace the bronze plaque.
Okay, that's good. I wonder if we, if it was I wonder if it's a net new thing as opposed to repairing the bronze plaque, if CPC would be interested in putting, maybe matching the funds from the Veterans Commission, or if that just complicates things.
Well, I mean, I guess we could, I think that somebody already looked into that, and I thought that Buddy said that that would not be an appropriate use of.
That is true. I did write him a letter. He said it would be appropriate, I think, to repair the bronze, but maybe for something new. Maybe I'll just ask him, is it a way to do it?
I think it's worth asking, because this would have more information. It would be a physical thing that people could read about the history. So I think it's worth asking again. This was a plaque that was taken off the bridge. I don't know if you know the background, I thought. So there was a plaque on a bridge. The bridge got redone.
Over Little River.
Yeah, Little
okay.
River. And it got taken off, and it was in disrepair. And then when the bridge got reconfigured, there was no room for it.
No, they put a
something like
guardrail
that.
up where
where
so
it
that
had been,
there's
so you
no
can't
space.
reattach it again.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out a different way to honor these brothers. and tell their story in a better way.
When I spoke to Matt, he didn't, I mean, the last price that DNRT got for one of those displays at the, like at a trail, it was $1,200, but that was like 2021. So it's gonna be a little bit more, I suspect, but Matt didn't seem to think that that was a crazy
No.
amount, so.
That's fine. It's in our purview over there, and yes, there's money. Just a matter of what bucket to take it from, but that's good. And I was thinking around that much money. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, good. Thank you for that. And then maybe Chris and Sue, any updates on the Lynch mileage?
Yep, we met and, with Linda, and we went over all the ones, we took out all the rough drafts that we had been given, which is all of them. And we went through every one and took notes and made some comments, and then I went back and I typed them all up and then sent them out for a review to make sure I didn't miss anything, and there are a few things I need to tidy up, but I'm gonna send that off to Lynn this week for the corrections, and then she'll probably send us back the last, the last drafts of them, and then hopefully they'll be in good shape and we'll be done with them. And
Okay.
we'll be able to bring the project to the CPC, have it funded, send her a check, and move on to the next batch.
Yeah.
Start making a list.
I'm curious, the amount of interaction with Sue, well, I'm sorry, with Lynn. I'm just trying to gauge, can we have two of these running at a time? Or have one lined up when she's done? Or is it, I know you spend time working with her and correcting and amending and such. Do you think it's too onerous to try to keep these going serially?
No.
Okay.
No, I think, in my opinion, you guys can speak up too, but it seems to me that this is a nice, small amount. It's a smaller time frame. It's not like the 100 and some odd. I think we need to be, we talked about this too, a little bit, we have to be very careful in selecting what's on the list. We did find one that had a Form B done before, maybe there were two of them. And that's not the first time that that's happened. I was looking back at something else today, and I was like, oh, they're two of these two, but,
Did she not know that? Or did?
we should
We
have
should have
checked.
known.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll
Okay.
take that on myself, but, we need to think about the philosophy of how do we choose the properties. I know we talked about spreading them out over different parts of town, so they're not all like the pretty houses of Mid-Dam kind of thing. And we did include some commercial properties, which diversified things a bit. But I think it's worth having another discussion about what goes on the list and what are we trying to do, what's the purpose, and just making sure we're spending our money wisely.
I agree. I think we've tried to get at that, and I think back, a year or so ago, I think we talked to a couple other consultants and maybe another town about how they went about. Actually, I asked the question of the listserv and got some feedback, but it wasn't very much different from what we'd already decided to do. Just try to, keep the variety out there and don't try to favor one section versus the other, so.
This is all new to me. Are we trying to expand our inventory of historic
Exactly.
properties? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So there are obviously more and more houses every year that are historic because it's 75 years.
Yeah,
And we still have quite a few before 1900 that haven't been done.
yeah.
And for some reason, which I don't understand, there are some from the 1970s that have been done. But
That's
be
hard
that
to
as it
believe.
may. There are ways of developing these lists, I suppose, of what we want to have done, but we need to make sure they haven't been done already and that we are doing ones that make sense. Sometimes it's a location or something that used to be a business, like with this boat building one, and maybe it's not the fact that the house is still in really great shape, but it has an important history, and so just talking it through and balancing
So would we
all those
offer
things.
plaques for these homes? These
No,
businesses,
no,
or-
homeowners do that. We're just,
Okay.
we've hired a person, and this has been going on for years, to do the historical research, the architectural research on these homes, do the deed research.
Mhm.
And then we take this batch, which has 24 this time, and then we send them up to Mass Historical, and they enter them in their database. And then when somebody comes here and wants to make some changes to their
We have knowledge of these
we have some
properties, yeah,
understanding
yeah.
of whether this is a significant building, what it used to look
Mhm.
like. We've got the story.
Okay.
So we're just trying to continuously add to that so that we have as much data as we can.
Okay.
And,
Sounds good.
yeah, good. And was there anything specifically, how did Smith Mills look? Is that good to go? The Form A on that, is that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's as thorough as you would hope
Good.
she would be.
Good, that's great, I'm glad to hear that. So I never met her in person, but she seems like she's pretty great. This is like the contractor we hired for this job.
Okay.
Anything else on that? I just wanted to say that I would really like to have a planning meeting to talk about, what we as a group want to do. I was thinking, just today, that we should, might be worth even, just something I was considering, talking to the folks in, what am I thinking of? Westport or another town, and look at their historical commission and the kind of activities that they are involved in, what they spend their time on, over and above the demo permits, and just to try to get some ideas about, direction or things that we could maybe take and find valuable. And I've got some ideas from the listserv as well that other towns are working on. Anyway, I thought that we could do that in January. I don't know the rules for having a meeting that is, or a gathering that is not a published meeting, I guess.
You still have to post it.
Probably have to post it, yeah, but it's something that we could probably do, and do it out of the sequence of our Monday night meetings sometime in January. And so I'll float some dates out there for that in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see if we can make it work.
One question, Jen is really not on the email group.
Okay. Oh,
She's
okay.
been
Yeah,
left out.
I think I sent it to you a couple times, so maybe it might not. So I'll just give you my email tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
good.
keep-
Yeah,
I keep
please.
forwarding it to her because
Yeah.
she's not on the
I'm sorry,
list.
I thought I had that squared away, but I didn't. Okay, yeah, give it to me tonight.
Okay.
And did I hear you say you don't have a computer?
Correct.
Okay, but working together?
Yep.
So
Dan
Jen and
and I
Dan are
are-
friends, and so this is great.
Yes.
You're business partners sometimes, and
Best
and
friends.
it's great. So that's great. So as long as that you
Yeah.
can look at these
Oh,
things
yeah.
and.
Yeah,
good.
we're together
Okay,
all the time.
all right. Well, that's great. So I'll fix your email. We'll get that squared away.
Okay.
And you have a phone number?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other things for tonight, any other business that we haven't talked about yet that we need to? Please, yeah.
I know Phil said his name was wrong, but I think was your name wrong on the new letterhead?
No, my name is correct on the letterhead that's current.
It was in the minutes.
It's the email you sent me recently that has got 2 L's.
And no V.
It was at the
And
top.
no
But there's a V in the letterhead.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Because I made the letterhead like last week and put these folks' names in it. So that's correct, but I guess it was on,
It was in
what
the
was it, Phil?
top- It was in the top of the minutes.
Top of the
the top.
minutes, yeah.
It was the minutes that was,
'Cause I want to find, I was looking and I didn't see.
Top of
it.
the minutes, right here.
Okay.
So,
I'm not, it's like.
and do you have Alan's phone number?
Yeah, I've got it. Well, I took a screenshot, but you had all my other stuff
Oh,
on
do you
there too,
text
so I'll send.
you text it to me?
I'll text it to
Okay,
you,
that
yeah.
sounds good. Okay, any other business? Thank you, both of you, for joining tonight. I'm sorry about the
Thank you
room
for having
confusion.
us.
I'm
It's
sure it was
okay.
my
It's
fault.
like-
Excited about it.
Gee, we're early.
It's in the other room, we didn't know where it
Dan's
was.
late for everything.
I was early today.
And so I'm grateful for that, and I'm really looking forward to.
It is always in this room now.
Always in this room.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
So we
Good to
have
know.
we have a dedicated office kind of around the corner.
Yeah, we're waiting by the office
Yeah.
over there.
And maybe we'll, if it's big enough, the table's big enough, we'll use that for our planning meeting, or maybe we'll go someplace fun and do it differently. But any regard.
We need
um,
food.
Yeah, food would be good. Maybe like I'm thinking like a two-hour meeting or something like that. Okay, anything else?
I don't believe
Okay,
so.
let's go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I second that motion.
Okay.
It's hard not to say, it really is.
Try not
All in
to
favor?
sing it.
Aye. Thank you.